All right, guys, what's going on? Just wanted to put this video together. So, because we're week 2 in August. So, the month is moving along. And I think what happens a lot of times is we can kind of get into this almost like a trap where, when you came in, think about when you started, right? And you just got into YPT and we were talking about goals, right? What your big goal was, and you have kind of that vision that you wanted to achieve. And, we start out and we make some progress, but over time, what can start to happen is that we kind of get lulled into this almost like a trap, right? Where the goal's always out there. And, we come in, we do our workouts, but we're never like making the strides we want, or, it's kind of like every time we make a little progress, boom, we fall off track. And so I think, there's some of you that are stuck in that point where you've either fallen off track and not been able to get back on, or, you're making a little bit of progress, but then boom, you fall off, right? Make a little progress, boom, fall off. So it's kind of like we take a step forward, then take a step back, forward and back, but we're never really gaining any ground. So what I want to do is talk about setting targets, like monthly targets that will give you a way to assess your progress. Because let's face it, whatever the big goal is, for example, I want to lose 15 pounds or something like that. Well, before you lose 15, right, if we're just trying to think about 15 pounds, we've got to lose like 5 pounds before we can get to 15. And in order to lose 5 pounds, we've got to know if we're on track. Are we making progress toward that, or are we not? Now, that's a real simple way to look at it, right? Because we know by, what the scale says at the end of the month if we're on track or not. So whatever the goal is, weight loss goal, performance goal, doesn't matter. But whatever it is, here's what I want you to do. I want you to stop thinking about like the big goal right now. Whatever that big goal is, that ultimate kind of destination, that big dream you got, kind of hold off on that right now. Keep sight of that, but let's break it down a bit into a monthly goal, okay? So for every month, we want to have that. So we're going to start it with this month. So I just kind of put this up. Let's say that, I had a goal overall. I want to lose 15 pounds. Let's go into that. So what I need to do, though, is set a monthly goal. So for the month of August, it might be something like, and when you set the goal for the month, you guys, make it something that is doable. So you've got to consider, what circumstances you're dealing with. What is, your everyday life like? Work, family obligations, what kind of commitments? What can you realistically commit to and be able to achieve the results? So, for example, you don't want to set a goal that's so far out there that it's going to overwhelm you and it's going to frustrate you because you really can't dedicate yourself or put in all the time or whatever it is. It's just not realistic given your everyday commitments and things that you've got to do and work and all of that stuff. So make it something that's doable. Now at the same time, don't make it something that is like so easy to get to that it doesn't really inspire you, or it doesn't really make you feel like, yeah, if I achieved that, I would really be happy with that. So kind of think about that. Find that middle ground and put something, together as a goal that with a little bit of work that I could achieve it. It might not be real easy, but it's not going to be unrealistic. So let's say, for example, the goal is I want to lose 5 pounds this month. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to break this down. So what we want to make we want to make weekly targets. And again, the targets will let you know, where you're at in terms of that goal. So 5 pounds, for the most part, if you lose a pound a week, you're pretty close, right? 1.2 pounds or whatever it might be, right? 1 point whatever. But roughly, if you lose about a pound and a half a week, you know that you're going to be on target. You're making progress toward that goal, okay? And this is very important because, if we don't set these targets, then what happens is we're just kind of wishing and hoping that things are going to happen, but we're not really putting a plan together to achieve what we want, right? So we've got to be holding ourselves accountable to putting a plan together and then doing the work that it takes. But this makes it a lot easier because now you've got like a concrete measurable way to know whether or not you're on track for your goal. And so if we set these kind of weekly goals up, then you know week 1, boom, I should be down about a pound, pound and a half. Same thing week 2, boom, boom, boom. So as we get these weekly targets down, now what's it going to take for me to lose a pound or a pound and a half a week? So this is where you just kind of break things down into maybe, 2 or 3 things. The things that you feel are the most important or that will make the biggest impact on you achieving that weekly goal. So for example, if I know that I eat pretty well during the day, but at dinner time, I've got a problem and I just start like eating desserts and way too much food and all that stuff, then I know like one of the things I've got to focus on is, making sure that I'm keeping my dinner, desserts and stuff like that out, or, I've got to eat maybe the right amount of food and not have seconds and things like that. It might be something else. Maybe I don't get enough sleep, and when I don't sleep good because I'm getting to bed too late at night, then I deal with these crazy cravings, and then I eat a bunch of crap, and then I can't control my appetite and what I eat. So then I know that I've got to focus on sleep, right? It could be anything, but find the things that you feel will make the biggest impact on you getting that weekly result, okay? So we've got an overall monthly goal that we set. You set a goal for the month. Break the goal down into like 4s, okay? So every week you have a weekly goal that if you hit the targets, you're going to end up at that overall goal for the month. And then you break your weekly goal down into 2 to maybe 3 things that you feel will make the biggest difference, the biggest impact in you achieving that weekly goal. All right, so I hope this is making sense. And what it does too is it takes like a real big goal that could be very overwhelming and daunting sometimes. And when we get overwhelmed with things, guess what we do? Nothing, right? We freeze, right? We don't do anything because we get overwhelmed. And when we get overwhelmed, we just say, forget it, right? So this is a way to kind of take care of all that, get that overwhelm, and really simplify things to help you get on track, okay? So then at the end of the week, you just look at your result. Did I hit my goal for the week? If the answer is yes, great. Why did I hit it? Did I do everything that I said I needed to do? Perfect. Maybe there was something else that happened that you just want to be aware of. Some of the things that led to your success. That way you know in the next week, everything that you did, you've got the blueprint there and you can follow it, okay? A lot of times when we do things right, we don't make like note of it. We're not aware of the things we actually did that led to the success. And then we have trouble doing it again because we don't really know what it was that helped us achieve the goal. All right, so you want to do that. Now, on the other hand, if you didn't reach the goal, let's say at the end of the week you're nowhere near it, or you gained a pound or something went off, then you ask yourself, why did I not achieve the goal? And then kind of go through, did I do the things that I was supposed to do? What were my 3 strategies? Did I do those things? What happened during the week that threw me off? What was the reason why I didn't hit the goal? This way, you're not just getting to a point where at the end of the week you go, oh, well, I screwed up. I didn't make my goal. Next week will be better. And then next week you get all motivated, ready to go, but you don't have a plan in place to get to the goal. It's like, Groundhog Day, right? Just doing the same thing over and over, but we don't really know what needs to change. So this is a way to really get you to get clear and focused on what the goal is, breaking it down and making it into achievable weekly targets that will lead to your overall goal, okay? So I want you to do that this month. Now, you guys, this is the most important thing, because remember, you gotta be accountable for doing your program. You gotta be accountable for putting in the work that it takes to get the results that you're here to get. And I'll do everything on my end that I can to coach you there, to train you, to help you if you're stuck, whatever you need. I'm here to help you, to guide you there, but I can't do the work for you. I can't do, the workouts for you. I can't do the nutrition for you, right? You got to be on top of that. So if you're willing to put in that work, this is accountability time, and this is really, really important stuff. And if you do this, you get into doing this, I think you'll find that you'll have a much easier time making the progress that you want and actually making strides towards your goals rather than feeling like you're always kind of on again, off again, just floating around or falling off track and not being able to get back on, all right? So hopefully this helped you out. Now, if you have any questions, just post them below, and I'll go through it and do the best I can to help you out. And also remember that at the end of the month, we are going to do measurements again. So you're going to be doing your measurements, you're going to be doing your food log, and then you're going to do your Rate the Big 8 at the end of the month and then send that to me. So this way I can really focus on getting you guys dialed in, right? Getting you where you want to go and really help coach you to get the results you're here to get, right? So let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, get to it, set your goal, overall goal, break it all down, get your strategy set, and if you need help, let me know.